Hello, beloved church family and friends. I'm here to talk to you about something very personal in my life. And, I'll thank you ahead of time for listening. And if you have any questions when I'm done talking, feel free to reach out to me at any time. But just over 4 weeks ago, I was privileged to get the second dose of the COVID vaccination. And I was able to get it under the line of being a spiritual care provider. And the reason why I felt that I was qualified for this is because of what I do. I have seen and I have heard what it is like for people to be alone during COVID. I have prayed with people over the phone when what they really needed was someone there. I've done the commendation of the dying over the phone. Over the phone with my own dad, who died alone in his nursing home room with COVID. Throughout the pandemic over this past year, I have officiated at least 8 funerals, as well as committals, as well as graveside memorials, funerals, including my own dad's. And if you've been to a funeral during COVID, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you are in a room with limited capacity, so you have to choose which 25 people can be there to celebrate the life and spirit of your loved one. And if that's not enough to know that people are left out, there's no contact. At my dad's funeral, I couldn't hug my aunts and uncles. I chose to be vaccinated so that we can hopefully get past this pandemic, get through this pandemic. As a future pastor, as a minister in a church, I am called to be with people. So by being vaccinated, I was able to take my own fear out of the equation, so that if I was called to be bedside for someone, if I was called to be in a space with someone who needed another person, I could be there. I don't want to have to do another commendation of the dying over the phone. And to be a little selfish, I have to say I also did it for my children. I know what it's like for my college graduate to grieve that he did not have a college graduation. I know what it's like for my senior in high school to grieve what a normal senior year would be like, or what 8th graders are feeling because they're distanced from their friends. So I did it for them. I did it for all of you. Because, we have our benchmarks. And until this pandemic is beatable, until we have reached benchmarks where there are X number of cases and X number of people who have been vaccinated, we won't be able to gather. And I miss you. I miss you so much. And like Pastor Todd said next week, when it's your turn, when you have the ability to be vaccinated, and if you are on the fence, like he said, look at the science. Talk to your healthcare provider. Prayerfully consider, and if you want to talk to someone about it, call me, text me, email me, whatever. I am happy to talk to you about it. But until we get the world vaccinated. We need to keep masking, so I will play my part. And you know, I also do it for the people who can't get vaccinated. There are those with health risks that will not be able to do it. So how are we to keep them safe? I mean, if we're called to love our neighbor, what better way to do that than to play our part in trying to get through this pandemic together?